A lot of family-friendly movies in the 90s would end up having crime film elements attached to their plots, but the advertising would never let that be known. House Guest is a movie about a guy who gets mistaken for a suburbanite's old friend, so he spends a weekend with him and his family, but in reality, the house guest is hiding out from loan sharks whom he owes money to. Dennis the Menace is often associated with family-friendly innocence. That's until in this 90s live-action adaptation, Christopher Lloyd is introduced as a very scary burglar who traumatized me as a kid. Bingo! The story about a kid who finds a dog, but he can't have a pet because his dad is allergic to pet hairs, so he has to keep him a secret. What the ads didn't tell us is that criminals are after this dog, and the whole third act is actually pretty intense. Kazam! Kid meets a genie, played by Shaq. He gets a bunch of wishes. What the ads didn't tell us? Gangsters are after this genie. First Kid was fully advertised as a movie about the first kid driving the Secret Service agent protecting him crazy. But in reality, the first kid got a previous Secret Service agent fired, he's out for revenge, and the whole third act of this film is an intense crime thriller. Man of the house, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, doesn't like his mom's new boyfriend, played by Chevy Chase, so he tries to get rid of him. What the ads didn't tell us is that Chevy Chase's character is in hot water with gangsters. If you were to turn in the script a blank check to any studio today, they would set it on fire because this movie is creepy. But the whole plot revolves around an escaped convict who gives a kid a blank check to buy a new bike after he runs it over. The kid gets mistaken for a henchman, cashes in the check for $1 million, and runs off with the loot that the escaped convict stole. Carpool is literally a PG-rated family movie about a guy robbing a convenience store, and in the process he takes a dad and the kids he's carpooling to school hostage. Please tell me you remember the Disney Channel original movie Just Like Dad. A kid is embarrassed of his less than cool dad, so he hires a cool looking bodybuilder to pretend to be his dad so he can be the cool kid at school. Turns out the bodybuilder guy is in trouble with criminals, and it puts this kid in danger. A Very Brady sequel was advertised as The Bradys Go to Hawaii, but the reason is to rescue Mrs. Brady from the guy who unalived her first husband. An entire plot element in Richie Rich is a guy who works for the family trying to unalive Richie Rich's parents because he wants to get a hold of all the money they have. The whole third act of the Flintstones movie features villains played by Kyle MacLachlan and Halle Berry putting Bam Bam and Pebbles in danger. Why do the toys and small soldiers come to life? Because someone put munitions chips inside of them. The entire plot of Cop and a Half is a kid who witnesses a crime, so he has to get put in witness protection program, and a condition for him to enter the program is to play cop with the police officer protecting him.